mistake. 31st January, when they was a member of Ghana, attended the idea but Adama Pusu, when they was yes, a member of party.
Then they be a common fund. That's not the only good thing NDC has done. Okay. NDC has been able to keep the dollar at a certain amount.
That's true.
So why don't you blame B0mb?
You are part of the reasons why MPP lost our best money. We are more really being seen Ghana. This man is part of it.
Because me your ban
But one shady year, they are pushing you. By the end of January 31st, why don't integrity please spare us the noise, spare us.
No, mistake. One mistake. One mistake. I'll give them a showdown.
I was here on Ghana TV. When I work in Japan, just say, "Utu zaman for so now, person kasa and some I catch and so on kind of nuntumti." But already was say, "What the echo me obi any opa cafe." I was talking to him and Oka Sansemi. Na mami Irina Torshe Ado, no administrator of District Assembly Common Fund, was a former member of Parliament, Emma Tema West. Yemubi ehubia, chese all to be man Dr. B0mb, if he say or company, ama honorable Kennedy Agyapong, or Shas or company, ama honorable Kennedy Agyapong. Previously, 2023-2024 campaign ma Dr. B0mb, na campaign recently, and a team B0mb, and so to be maneno, and also to be fast, yeah. Ebi mukura chrese tama Dr. B0mb yi vice no madam na Torshe eyesan go peso ye vice so ya fa ma no enti no wa switch ko eye wona bo kan Japan ho no editi mu B0mb chrese District Assembly Common Fund sike bedi ho anka yese o release wo ka ho bi ena ma eye MPP fo elusu ye enti onya se de osi kan nsem eno ama na ya mensa jo Oyerepa FM presenter enso chrese ono go witness bi no ye beti eni kan na enti ona bo kan Japan
Apim Omakuma say Chinchina Nyomo Pano and Enyaho Motia Modianim Amiako Lusu over 8,000 votes. Movie Alma Sanya Kudro Ebe Huna Wubi Sat one to Abama Choboy the Simunya Kudro. There is no man here stronger than Kennedy Agyapong. And this time, this is the first time I'm going to prove to them, if they are men, let them try 31st January and they will see what will happen. Mistake. 31st January, when they was a member of Ghana. Choboy, Motiha, Moya, Akakapinsam. I don't think more from Confesi NDC for. I don't think more from Confesi NDC for. Motiama NDC for the Musit. Moya, Namoya Kakapinsam. Let them try 31st January and they will see what will happen. Choboy, my edi, Anna Akurienti, and my edi. But me a koso Takahan, Minimunina, let them try it and they will see what will happen 31st January. Motiha, Ajuma, Emrantian Baba, Pejuma, Manjimi and Nebia Momu Botomukwana, Mukodi candidate to Echi. Muya Sikanti Masako di another candidate achi Muya Yamabachi Sabi Anidia and Kwasiafuana. Choboy, there is a bold man in this party. I will defend the party anytime. We are not going to allow anybody to take power from us. Nobody will take power from us 31st January. Yes, no. Yatiha, and painful over her baby Agansia at the Amayama Western region. In 2015, Na and Tokwa SC Regional Executives in the Free Central region and a best solvable problem. How many seats? And the 2016. Motiha, Modi akakabinsam. You could have 9 seats and then I got 2. Fedi any money so. And I'm also a train near Mope. Woman, I bet you near Mope. No one quarter of the year. Choboy. And the Ayara home. Chairman say, Motia, mining companies were. Nanso Muya Kamafo and Wafamo. And then NDC buy almost all the mining companies. Omajiama Omongofo. Moji Fai. Because evaluation now Mumbai for the Bakuba. What she share a soldier for and Tadia and the dinner chief. I didn't want for Mankoko. And you see, you know. What you are about Messia, Casu Betu, men I'm a flow, I got you as a cratch with him about way. About ways and memoir room too. Mamma Menya, I showed you the pictures. So who will be here or who and then be married. Obey and obey MC or Mancassim. And then obey MC or Mancassim. And also to me, or a chicken. Let him try. Jata the Jose on count. Now the number unity, anybody attempted the Menkari, but Adame Pusume, one say yes, a member of party. Chaboy, Musari, Mukotuaba, Yankade Abenway. Was it? I concede. Now MPs lose one seat. Muria, Mosi and Sam Famam. Young Fama woman, young Fama woman. Choboy, a Korean Joe, Namene Abofra, a Bayina Bofraki. Sa Eunano, Adosu Takwa. All executives are here. Omunim, a Juma Medi, Ewo, Western region. They've come in their numbers. Those young ones, they don't want to come. It's their problem. Yabeti, Western region, as you are. For 17 seats, I got 2. 17 seats, I got 2. Fadia new woman so. Fadia, a new woman so. 17 seats, I got 2. Fadia new woman so. Mom say Yakukudro, Huna. I'm in the region. I want to see a man who will stop me. No man born of a woman can stop me. Arrangement the assisa. Mona propaganda. When the propaganda Fako face NDC for Nigeria City Maya. When the propaganda Kokia City Maya. Fairly new woman is so. What the ammonia di Namsi 31st. The 2 months we are not a batakwa. I will not so. Obi a all catching out say, obey you be a free one, not on tip politics. If you say, so ye a branch a free one, a year and 2 months, Nabushi for 2 months, Ninapo for 2 months. And the Nipa Bakuba free one, or the Adam about 20 and the free. Sam, you're making a winner and I'll see it. A Jomunya, a woman who was a papabi, Copacho say, see, the Mama Yalusuno, constituency executive, any former MP. You should bow down your head in shame. So I'm your Lusu seat. Muriana Sabe, Choboy, wake up, be bold, don't be afraid of anybody. We will take the party. and run it better than what they did. And then, Nipa Bakufu, who by a who are him all, and now who are Benyeska, and you know who are Amafona, who are him all. In 2016, Constituency Secretary Nigeria, Nimba Western Region, 26 pickups. All the constituencies, Miriam Sama Region, 2 pickups. Western Region, Nimba 28 pickups. Not Bema way. Not a member, no more way. A member pickups. Brony Force Base, I'm a buyer. No more. How many seats in your winning year? And now, man, for be a man, how many seats and you win? And the poor woman, yes, we are. No matter who are in your course. My Dino. Oh, my goodness, oh, Canadian Agyapong. You're for Hano, you're for dinner time. Now, no, I was sending campaign. If you say, Omu use you as a maka. Kennedy Agyapong yanka. When you presidential material. Momo presidential material. About 9 o'clock. 9 a.m. No declare defeat. What did defeat not to 9 a.m. MP Samu Omu Kai Oma Benina Omu Lusui. Or no presidential candidate. Or no presidential candidate. Presidential candidate. What we are losing 2.1 million votes. Akufuado Edijam, where a presidential candidate. Ade, and I'm a man kind of. Yes, Robia. Maya Dina, Miss Robia. That Obia never manjobia. Young in our party, who took Musiwa, a year party, a Juma, who we are. Omobano Muska, and Medimisi Council Party no more. And no more to be a Sitaba Chamam. May say. And Midi Misika made 245 pickups. Now I'm away. They talk in your t-shirts and my MP before. Now I'm away. And now I'm so Manyeska. And now I'm so Manyeska. Mumisa or call Omuka. Mumisa Omo say MPP have my power and go Manyeska. Yam Fiesika. I'm more MPP and my power and go Menyeska. And then Manya Kudro. A woman you must. Now only a mistake. One mistake. One mistake. I'll give them a showdown.
Our men's a joy or Oyerepa breakfast show and or say, Mame na Torshe ado onyan in some can onyan noise in the cry. So your campaign or in no jai say, or had Dr. B0mb dream FR this district assembly common fund 5.4 billion or say, Nan Kayese Dr. B0mb a bois na say finance minister bois a more releases as canon and so suture or more tea.
Na Torshe ado, honorable na Torshe ado. Na she's a very beautiful woman, you know, what distinguishing you over the time. But yanka jumana 70 Mami na Torshe ado nanu da nanado dan kwa Akufuado abaye twam koyi. Wono no ya administrator for common fund. Nanado dan kwa Akufuado mfie nwotwe wo institution a. Sabi o ma nipa bre krom ha pa common fund and NDC. Aye ya water funds for Ghana ha nyina. MMDC's able jumentia. As we speak now, the third quarter. Akohumasika wadi ajuman for the first time we've been see that. Ghana Hayati. The Common Fund Administration is working so marvelously. We've been see that. Tiasma Miguel. In general, the Common Fund Administration MMDC is 261 Ghana Hayinan. A more debt. Because as you speak now, we've been see that. And now for MMDC, also Nana scanner bebuho into Newman just say a boy so. The same Common Fund Administration, Nanado personal boy, you tweet the Chroma fit. MMDC be tweet the Chroma. Best 6 months no quite Jumada because of assembly. Bibian, I can't go on assembly in the Daho. Okay, Hey, first quarter yentua, second quarter yentua, third quarter yentua. Obi tumi tro afimuni nyina. Sika be assembly hodmo. Eh be 240,000, 2.4 billion. Ya titi scan so basa. This same woman was the one in charge of the Common Fund Administration. She was the administrator for the Common Fund Administration. Mami we, na Torshe asem na bigay. Yati Kroma personally, Ashanti region. There is no assembly in Ashanti region that personally I did not visit. I visited all 43 MMDAs in Ashanti region. In 2024-2023, we had a segment on our show morning a friend saying OBS to Ashanti. Ani eto MMDC DS Ashanti region na. Mr. Mutumi ko assembly bi, district assembly bi, assembly block ni si ho. Assembly block ni si ho. Na contractors free crime. Assembly without the consent of the assembly. DC nu ho hwe. DC be for kadu assembly ni e two foundation wo. Ni office edi. No go say now they the mutu foundation wo me office ni ya say ye free common fund administration. O mo say ye mesi assembly. Asa na assembly block yes we ya de ye ntimu besi fofora. Momo ba say ya kire baby e babsi. So one of the DCs, one you am coin contractors no cause how do you do that? Ansani ya kire mo ba fofora ni yakotu foundation. Kona kwhwa dan ni nyina ayekwa baby assembly almost everywhere. Baby obeko bia ni etu foundation. Moten crime ni assign contract ni e de aba. If you for common fund administration ni e de aba. MC bit in office na assembly honorable. Na no nsuo ya mu betu ye kra ye commission yo na me hu se nkwafo otu foforo se hwan mu a MC bedum ne kadu de common fund administration for ye nya toilet ye tu nsuo. Wo be ko baby ye nya chip compound. Ye me ye ni at sign contract one crime. In a case one of the DCs Odam kwan so baby a hu yan say e di mfidie bi so do ko bisa contract and ha mo ye de. No say ade wo ye hwan no say I'm the DC here. Say I don't report to you. Common fund administration for na make say me kwan we. I say na me DC na me want them ha no. There are more pressing roads and kesa ha get am ko so opening who my adwuma. This is the people we are talking about. This common fund administrator. When we na wo mo keka nsemi. Few months ago na mo dem kroma ye campaign ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Vigorously na mo koba. Today you people are there. And today this woman is telling us that common fund administration. The common fund as we speak now, say for the first time we see Ghana that MPP are buying to meet the common fund 5.4 billion Ghana cedi. This woman is telling us today. Now Torshe was now Torshe. So what has happened today? Now the assemblyman MMDC says so chrome hanmo. Now we get the common fund now the mope. And today this woman is telling us to say o to isu anu akọ Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia nche no akọ ugo su che Dr. Mahmoud asu Dr. Mahmoud or finance minister. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia or finance minister. Ono religious kama common fund for. Mami so ko su che Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia mpo se ye di omoka 5.4 billion Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Mami amunya san konkonsa adwuma uko su che Dr. Mahmoud. We expected this woman to say and na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia tu ho na monsa enso ye ntua. He didn't say that. Because we know say so ko su che nampa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia might or we know say otu ho na mo ye ntua. So how did you blame Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? Mami opa ene 261 MMDS say e work hard hanmo MPP tenor opa yen sasa MC ni DC for the mayor for nyalize mama no kwayen to so ba wan hwa wan kra wonya abysmal performance incompetence ba ene ya mami we dey share MMDCs wo Ghana hanmo. Today we will line up MMDCs, they will come and testify against you. Yanka should they more pen Yanka yanto abantia mami we. You are part of the reasons why MPP lost abysmally. We are more really being see Ghana hanmo. This man is part of it. Torshe was part of it. And then Torshe to me about Bontina and Dr. Bawuko Shipcher, Dr. Bawumia or your finance minister. Or your finance minister. When I work for the first time, common fund be a man. Just say, you were able to go the whole year. Now Ministry of Finance to me will see a common fund. What happened? I just said, now when you. So these are the people who are leading people's campaign in Ghana. I work a cancer.
This is the reply from Torshe to Bawumia and pay what Nanaya Mensa Eka.
But I mean the switch from Bawumia's campaign na yanko for wakaka. And for you, I'm for Boko Edukaka say when na oka say oh Bawumia about appointed 10 people into a government or so. Munko be the number of jobs that we creating at the day. What can be the MPP lose election because common fancy canon. Sebi now it's so now we lazy fans.
Meanwhile, me de send webusa Mr. Asemi. Common fund sikano administrator yemfa ma won watena so. Common fund sikano every baby eneba. Every Ministry of Finance eneba ho. Yemfa mbrewa untumi nko wia Into common fund, no government and fund breme. I have to say this painfully. I've always been quiet about it because person be good party anymore. Now we said that Baumia for na edu baby so kata. As a party, we didn't take the decentralization policy seriously at all.
Oh, really?
No, we didn't. Because if we did, this is a statutory provision. No minister has a right to say, I won't release it. So how can you sit down and several quarters, you release nothing to us? For the first time in the history of Ghana, at the time I was leaving office, Ministry of Finance owed us 5.4 billion. The biggest that has ever been owed to the fund is about 100 million.
But also 5.4 billion.
A whole year had not been released, and yet contractors and other people were being paid. Is it because they value them more than the MCs? Issues, baba. This is an issue that somebody can even take to court for constitutional interpretation on whether the Minister of Finance had the mandate to do that or not. We were starved. I fought, wrote letters, went to finance, went to see Vice President himself, especially so he was a candidate, to impress upon him that you are a candidate. If money is not going down, it will affect you. What did he do? Well, nothing came. Nothing came. Nothing came. Well, he told me that he's pushing, but in the pushing, it wasn't coming. So I don't know what to make of all of that. Yet contractors were being paid.
I see.
Other sectors were being paid. And those sectors were not statutory. But we were not being paid. And so it gets funny when I am being blamed.
Nana ya mensa erezi another allegations bi a ochese sika bi ebedi eye district assembly common fund for ho eye administrator na Torshe ho no na nke so release ni nyina no na manfo sugo no so aso release letter finance minister e de ba out nyina amanfo release a ochese maame no onyai kasa.
Let me show this thing to this woman. Decap. Maame no nim decap. So nim decap. Adentina decap 6 in the year 2023. Swiss government, I was scared of the MMDs. I was Ghana. On my assessment, I was throughout the municipalities. Baby, assemblies, we have the government of Ghana. And so this can be a we friend decap. Now, Minka be job. Quite a statement, to ma'am. Come, quick, near query, very important, ma'am. Put a statement there, let's go. The decap. I never come on Facebook and see this thing. Woman say you release a common fund in 20 for the common fund the then finance minister, the government of Ghana, a common fund administration car 5.4 billion. Okay, you want to change. Let's take it as if it's a common fund. So come on Facebook and see this. Now Torshe has something making, and she doesn't want to be blamed for one or two reasons. She thinks she's not part of the reason why MPP lost. But you can't blame me, Dr. B0mb. I don't know who your campaign basa name me. Look at this statement. This is the statement from the Ministry of Finance. Muntia Semibi. I can offer ya tako any ade papa bi bae. Dr. Amin. Say friend Amin Adam. Aha. Amin Adam bae no. I'm not sure krata koma. Na Torshe administrator of the common fund decap. Decap for sika ba decap 6. Nanka basically omo de adom grant ne ba. Ye de health ni education for omo de is an investment omo pay returns ni ade. Into education and health, they pump the money into it. In the Swiss government, in this Canada or expertise, Canada, you had two assemblies not count to nobody yet. Juma. What this Canada are roughly about 80%. Not Ghana buys to be the baby 20% account. Near their mass, this is not common fund. Decap assembly making. Decap in about 2023. And my Ministry of Finance paid into the account of the administrator of the common fund. My ministry assemblies no. And the decap says, yet. Decap 7 crowds. The assemblies didn't do it in 2024. Look at the statement. So Carter Way Grammy is signed on the 27th of February 2024. Carter Free Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam. The finance minister. Look at the statement on there. So in the statement, So in the statement, reference is made to the implementation of the District Assembly Common Fund representativeness factor grant in respect of District Performance Assessment 2, D Part 6. 2. We are in receipt of a copy of a letter dated 12 December 2023 by which the Ministry of Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development requested the office of this District Assembly Common Fund to transfer an amount of 180 million blah 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 amount and then 170 million blah 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 amount to the sub-consolidated account of the Metropolitan, Municipal and District Assemblies, and 11 million blah 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 Ghana cedis to the D-Part Secretariat for the implementation of the D-Part 6 activities. So copy of the letter. We have noted with concern that these funds have since not been received in the accounts of the beneficiaries to facilitate the implementation of the D-Part 6 activities in 2023. This is hindering the progress of work and effective operations of the MMDAs. So Katawi, Abra, Dr. Mid Antabai, I'm not sure Katas, me buy my behu Kata, the Ministry of Local Government, I tried to say that was on the 12th of December 2023. The Capsi Kayaba, Swiss Force Kayaba, the Ministry of Finance has paid into your account. Common Fund Administrator. I didn't know we really this kind of man. Your friend say, assemblies in normal fine yajuma. They are you know hinder progress because Swiss for normal. I imagine say so one first says can assemblies in normal fine yajuma. One granting him maybe one music can one fan maybe and yes of course my main releases says can and in 2024 Ghana makes that money Swiss for them first canama. Now say NDC for buy NDC for not to me facilitating ma sa D cabs caneba. So in 2023, the Ministry of Finance by this letter is confirming say, just got to account, just release it. Now assemblies I've spoken to many DCs, almost DCAP 2023, or my DCAP because my minister just can. The Ministry of Finance signed Dr. Amin Adam saying, release Kadamau. The money is in the account of the Common Fund Administration. You never release that money. So today, if in the scheme of things, if you are blaming people, you understand? Now you are blaming Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. You played a major role in your defeat. Who can who be? This woman is part of it. He nearly resigned because of this woman. The kind of frustration that MMDCs in Ashanti region. Ashanti region 43, Greater Accra in your region. This woman in your region. 29 district and the Metropolitan Assembly. Oba yen form 29. Yankas yen to Abama. Oba one crowd would be. Please. We are campaign among candidates. You have the right to campaign. But one year, they are pushing you. By the end of January 31st, why don't integrity? Please spare us the noise. Spare us. If you want people to go about and campaign, not Torshe. We know what you did at the Common Fund. MMDCs today, you BMC MMDCs, they will cry. Mommy, when they say they just don't want to talk. Spare us the noise. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is working. When you go on the grounds, work for your campaign, for your candidate. Now leave the former vice president alone. He's doing his campaign. Okay, Yanko.
Na Torshe ado HSE ensemo omo kanyina na enye no kure na sa sika no eba bedin ho kura na eyese okọ finance minister ene eye economic committee for ho na omubobo hu ehu se sen no fa nko ha sen no fa nko ha enuti osuku Dr. Baumia so no mebu ha na ohuni ye
because you see to the extent that finance minister back can call you know what your crata the bill will say release the money to the people. How true is this?
There was an instance when some money was given to us, but that money was not approved by Parliament. You see, in my duty, whatever formula comes up, you have to take it to Parliament for approval.
Okay.
So if a particular clause is not approved by Parliament, if that clause is released, you can't pay.
It is me to just kind of buy, but a number of Parliament are approving it. When to me release?
No, meant to me release. Parliament actually put an embargo on that particular one. It had to do with donors, Esika.
Yeah.
Now usually in the donors, no, one Yanya Triabe 10%, no only 90% about. This time the donors were insisting, say, Yanya 50-50. And members of Parliament in the and you know the Afako Ministry of Finance no money. In the first place, it was not part of Common Fund. In Sida. It is not under the mandate of Common Fund. But we were trying to help. So we took that up. The committee decided no, they will not allow it. And with that, I couldn't release it. Once I made parliament, now the parliament cast no me. So later when we went into some negotiations, and in the end, Yenya agreed to pay 20% and Omutria 80, and son of Momamia release. And so I mean Anta offer Akunya Waba Yenano. He didn't read through, didn't check anything, because Oba no one will say, oh, yeah, Churu Bibia, we a new finance minister, Wabe to me. The first thing is to call me to ask me, say, na your sister's K Wona, Edian Nebai, when Musami, na technocrats natural letter, and not any signature to us here. I have messages from him apologizing. Oh, yes. Say he didn't read through, he should have consulted me. Because everybody asked him, why would you sign something without talking to me? Okay. Uber told me as administrator, you're supposed to be a member of parliament. The day I went to parliament for the proposal, you have signed present. It goes to show that then you were in the room. If you were in the room, you should have known that your colleagues said no. I see. Are you getting the funny thing? Of course. There's too much politics and all that around the job. And when people hate you, they try to bring too many things around what you're doing. The truth of the matter is, when I bring in a proposal to Parliament, it must be approved. Of course. When it is approved, I disburse it according to what Parliament has approved. There's been no day that Parliament has approved something that I have not dispersed. Sometimes the day I receive the money, if I receive it in the morning, that evening, I disperse. I see. To say a boss what you no. Common family no. We should blame kind of right at the financial for no. My main busa will be a S3. So busa will be say why na ye administrator ne? Why don't you ganjero? Who busa say why na administrator before me? Why don't you ganjero? Obi any administrators. It's because me a political figure. Because the question is this, and now I can say you really see Sika NDC by who's taking the credit? It's the finance minister and the president, and they take credit. Which administrator is taking credit? No. So it is if the finance minister and the government are in it. It was the president Mahama who came to announce it first, and after that it's been Ato. It's been Ato. So when it suits MPP people, it's Ato. When it's bad, it's not Torshe. Why are you not talking about the administrator? You see, we are zombies. We just do what we are asked to do. But there's just a group of people who feel so young say not Torshe. Oh yes. Because before Krami joining Ken no be here no can be because you see the common fund goes through a lot of processes. Sorry, no my proposal about no. I meet with the deans of all the MMDCs to find out whether they have things they want me to put in. I meet with regional ministers because under the act, they're key stakeholders. You meet with the Minister for Local Government. You meet with the committee on local government, which is usually 10 from NDC, 10 from MPP. But if we have more numbers, then we have more than they do. So you meet with all these people, all these stakeholders, and they all decide how the formula should be written. When you finish meeting with them, what you have is a draft. After that, you go to the economic management team, which is chaired by Dr. B0mb, and that is where the formula is written. Everything you've proposed goes there. There were ministers, about 8 or 10. Alan was there. Akutu was there. When Yan Baby Ako, Jan Bafo, when Minister of Finance, and any 2 deputies. Now, so it's a whole array. Then they look at what you've written. Buildings, 15%. There be 10, nafa 5 bar. School tables and chair, money 7. Where you say, so they literally write the formula for you. He decides which percentage you put where. And they literally write the formula for you. Yiwe koha. Now first our percentage ma MMDCs, it is their decision. How come their NDC why didn't Bawumia bring it up? Say 80%. They didn't. Why am I being blamed for it? We say we have the men.
Yeah.
We say we are smart. Yeah. Why didn't we do that? As for me, I'm just a messenger. So this is what they wanted me to do. And I want to put on record. What I did is what has been done over the past for 30 years. Whatever NDC did this time is a new path. Okay. I guess having lost elections, they sat down to realize that the base is the most important. And so this is what they came up with. So after what Bawumia's group will give to me, EMT, then I take that to Parliament for approval. And yes, I mean to me, because you see, government policy, and they will give you what government is saying. Now, me person what they can say. Then they be a common fund. That's not the only good thing NDC has done. Okay. NDC has been able to keep the dollar at a certain amount. That's true. So why don't you blame Bawumia? I thought the President Akufo-Addo said, "Yesikana ye hata timakofa Bawumia se wombe fix it." Did he fix it? Why are you not blaming Finance Minister Bawumia and the governor? Because men cannot, in their chauvinistic spirits, cannot blame their own. When we were leaving government, it was 17. Whatever it is that NDC is doing, whether they are pumping money, they are not pumping money, we couldn't do it. They've done it. So you want to blame A, blame B. And I've just made the point categorically. I am just a tool.
But yes, Honorable Medasi, just final question. I'm not up here. Issues about blame game. Yes, we are trouble. Let's say politics. MPP, I'm going to go back. We know if you need to back on. Oh, baby, say Agyapong and Toba. Where you come from? And Toba, my NPP because Sebi Omanfa Vice President in Fisa region. I've seen a statement by the chairman of the party, Agyapong, a divine go home. How do you respond to this?
I want to put on record that I know nothing about that statement. In fact, GH1 Abeka say it's a forgery. They know nothing about it. I've not made any statement. I haven't said it, and I don't even believe it. No, I don't even believe it, because apart from Greater Accra, Central one too, Western and two, I have one too, no be and two. They too, they didn't get running mate. So how does that statement become a valid one? The thing with running mate, and I want to say it categorically, I never discussed with Bawumia as a running mate. Minko country will be as a running mate da. I am say Abraham Mahama Fa Obano. Other people started looking at people who they believe say almost qualify. So they started lobbying and championing for me. And I was grateful. Say a man for profile say mena to shipome sefata. But me ne Bawumia and discuss it da. Sabe pacho me debi.
On some promises of
debi. Intermediate sansem na omoka no ni nyina no eyentro. And the two Greater Accra to na Antono. It's just like other regions. West and to we lost by over 1.8 million.
Even Ashanti region.
Anto. Inti we Ukraina mokra ye mamo vice no manto. So how do I say Greater Accra? And I mean Obit is a divine, because he's been close to me, I've been quiet. But I think he has failed in his duty as chairman of Greater Accra, because you swore an oath to protect Greater Accra. Greater Accra is not a wall or a cupboard, it's the people in it. And so people honor your bonia, una obe freno. Asemi bayi, one frame. No. Secretary ne frame so say statements binam say wahi secretary ne send me and I'm sure I don't know anything about it. Where is it coming from? Minimum now I issue statement as a regional chairman.
That disappointed in himself.
Very, very disappointed. And I condemn the action. How can you do that? You are responsible for me. At least all the Atoram pattern rule. Listen to both sides. Ask me something. And then even ask me that, can you get GH1 to make a statement so that I can issue it? Whatever it takes. We about me a ken. But ye nipa bako. And at the end of the day, we must work for the MPP. Because the MPP no na government Ghana for home. And that should be the cardinal point. You should not say, because we are Team B0mb. I mean, why are you being so desperate? To me who several posts near Tro Bakumpo de Sena Torshe say Asantifon Tebrofo. And now Yakokan Brofon away. I was in parliament with the likes of Napo leader Collins in team. Now I hope Brofon Yaka. Intianunsu free here. I mean, are they that desperate say anything can come out? Na me ba e kra me kan me busa constituency for no say ya kra de trip on yeka. I mean, what you know, it's so sad. The only thing I mean when say say Ken campaign na me you know me ya de pa. I didn't even know that I had so much power and flair around myself until I saw what they were doing, and I realized that I must be doing something right. Me person me dagana for say me da santifona se pa me ba yi even the way they wait for you, what they would do, they make you feel at home. And me the radius.
I was alive 8 Ghana for Akofa a drone was Subia by I friend Gallimas herbal capsules. And a dray, you didn't remember 14 and a dia now on one Juma 80 a dosopa. Nimo did ya won't be pan say, and my own fieno, just winning crying who say could anti-aging component to into my own sa sanso and a sanso echo and then we are dear, and we are this syphilis gonorrhea, prostate enlargement, prostate disorders, and a face sexual weakness. Nina, a dia otanum, a Gallimas herbal capsules ya, a be ye fro at the amount. Did you be so a fan to us and no a Gallimas ointment, ya and no ubia udravia no cano, now or their fee 18 home, and a face so one kuchiri. Emma unya hotwa me pacho eno so ebeye firi homa honam na ye fefefefefe eno dan chen so a sachem fo yareba na ye wo ana ade bia edi utiri hunya de me pacho Gallimas ointment ebeye firi ho ni nyina firi Line 8 Clinic Ghana o say apomden ho nsem hia om ye ti yade bi to so na ye hawa me pacho family mu odene eko Line 8 Clinic Ghana number sin the good screen no bomodi afa Line 8 Clinic Ghana was your number 1 health expert.